Hey guys, we're back. I know you missed us and we missed you a little bit too. Alright, it's me, Law Thompson.
Celeb.
Emma. Raji.
Jay.
We all know each other, let's just get down straight to business. Okay, so I want to talk about the thing that you're not supposed to talk about. Religion. And how it relates to the modern society that we all live in, and religion, I don't want to say versus spirituality, because and like the differences between the two, and with this younger generation, I kind of feel like it's changing and evolving into a different thing, but what are our own views on that? What do we believe, if you want to share that, and etc.
I'm quite spiritual. I come from a Sikh background. Those who know about Sikhi, it's not like a stamped down religion, it's a way of life. Sikhi comes from Hinduism, and Hinduism is probably one of the oldest forms of Sanskrit. I believe in spiritual form, I believe in positive energy. So for me it's quite different. I mean, I do get people say to me, oh, you know, you're a bad Sikh. Well, you should be wearing a turban, you shouldn't cut your hair, you shouldn't be drinking, you shouldn't be sleeping with Brenda down the road. So how much of a good Indian Sikh are you? So I think there's a lot of contradiction, and I think people need to really dig deep within inside themselves. Even if it's Peter Pan that you believe in him and go for it. That's what I say. My whole tattoo in my sleeve is about spirituality, it's about the chakras, positivity, and that's what's big to me. I wear rosary beads, but I don't wear them because I'm really good Christian or Catholic. It's a personal thing for me. It's a spiritual connection to the main man.
I actually think, well, religion to me just reflects the what people do, and whether or not people adhere to the major religions. I still think people are religious in that they will congregate around what they believe. Like if you get hundreds of thousands of people starting to believe in one thing, I think eventually over time that will be called a religion. Or if someone has like a really strong sense of identification to a brand, I would still call that a form of religion, because they're dedicated.
I was thinking that.
Because if a bunch of people really like one thing and congregate around that one thing, is that not worship rather than religion? Do you see what I mean? Like, it's like if we all love the orange juice, then we're all worshipping the orange juice, but that's not necessarily religion. Am I making sense? Yeah.
But if there's a way of life around it, that we all do the same thing or adhere to a way of being, I think that now becomes a religion.
So you'd say British society was a religion? Because we all do the same thing, if we don't do the same thing, we get arrested. We've all got a birth certificate, we all go to work, so is that a religion?
So then what is religion to you?
What? For me, I can't separate the sense of people being spiritual. So everything someone does is spiritual because we are all spirits.
Right.
Yeah. So when we engage in things we believe in, which we might not see, which now we're talking about the realm of faith, that's when I talk about religion, when we start to congregate.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I understand.
Can you clarify for me? I think I got lost.
But I think when you were talking before, it's less generalised than that. When we're both in the spiritual sphere, and then certain, like, you get together with other people who are also in a similar spiritual sphere, that then becomes a religion.
Okay.
But it's not like it's not on, but
it's not just
on one, not
it's not
thing.
just simple congregation.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because the way it seemed, it was like if a group of people come together and do something, that's religion. But
okay, no. Sorry. So
I would say religion was about a deity of some kind, or a higher power of some kind. You know, like so. Religion versus spirituality would be like, I'm not coming together just to worship this God. Spirituality is me being the best of me, being. If I believe in God, then trying to align myself with that God. Do you know, things like that? So I think where spirituality and religion differ is there. I'm not coming together to worship your God. Spirituality, I'm working on myself with my God. If that makes sense.
Spirituality.
Yes!
It's an individual personality. So there could be you could be around a table, 5 people could be spiritual, but you could all be spiritual at a different level, and a different mindset.
Or we could all be of different religions. Doesn't mean you're not spiritual.
Yeah,
You know?
100%. I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas I can't get my head around the idea of having a spiritual time, because we're always, to me, we are always having a spiritual time because we are spirits and our bodies change. So whether I'm in a silent, meditative place or whether or not I'm completely stressed out of my head, that's still what my spirit is doing.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
Speak Emma, go.
get him out.
Religion, to me, sort of makes me think of 2 things. One, doctrine, and the other, like, the way, and the other is tradition.
Yeah.
And then spirituality to me seems more open, and it's like a way, my way.
Yeah, find our own way, yeah.
And then also, what I find interesting is religiosity, which
Well,
yeah.
Tell us, Emma.
Religiosity,
I'm not
Vaguely,
dictionary,
vaguely.
so I may get it wrong. But this, to me, that's more how I understand it is a really zestful idea of I'm right, you're wrong. Even cult-like in whatever version, whatever religion it
There's
is.
some words that's coming back after. Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Is that what religiosity is?
I'm not sure.
So,
but
like,
that's what it
kind
seems
of
to me.
Real, like extreme.
There's another,
Extravagant.
like extremist. Huh?
I think religiosity refers to when you do things like out of routine, like this is my religion, this is what we do. So you're not really even engaging your spirit. That's the religiosity about it. Like I don't know. I don't want to give you.
I'm not sure that's the dictionary definition though.
Oh no.
We're just, this is what religiosity
We just
means to each individual person.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. Whatever it is that your group does as your tenants, you go about it, point by point, and by doing that, that's religiosity. That's how I understand it.
See, I think religion, a lot of the time, like I know people who are religious that I wouldn't say are very spiritual.
Yeah.
So like where you were saying tradition and like indoctrination, like doing something because that's what your religion does. I know a lot of people who do that, but then if you try to, I don't know, push their connection with their God, so whoever it is, it snaps real quick. Do you know, like they don't actually have that connection or that belief in that connection themselves. They just do their religion. Yeah, they just do their religion stuff because that's what they've always done. If that makes sense.
Okay, when people ask me, I will always say I am, and this is my exact statement verbatim, I'm spiritual, but I don't conform to any organised religion.
Okay.
Because I believe in a higher power. I've never not believed in a higher power, which will lead me on to something I'm going to say in a minute.
He believes in me.
But I believe in all of you. And all of you. I'm genuinely actually being serious, as dickheadish as that sounded. No, but I've always believed there's a higher power, but I feel if I say, if anything, I was gonna, like, I think when I was at drama school, I was thinking, I was gonna lean towards Buddhism, but I'm not gonna go and say I'm a Christian, because I'm like, then I feel like it's not my place to defend the Bible. I'm not defending the Bible. I didn't write it. It's not my book. Yeah, I'll believe some of what's in it.
Did you ask King James? I'm sure he was the one who put that together.
But like, I genuinely like all of the religions together.
Yeah.
The emphasis is love and kindness, and that is a through line through all of them. I think they're divided into different sections. Like this, like I was listening to a song, and then I was listening to a different song in all different genres of music, but each song was about the same thing.
So do you think maybe
Just
the
each genre
Do you know-
delivered the same message to different
do you
people.
think maybe this deity, whoever it is, this higher power, designed the different religions so that it could speak to the different types of people, maybe?
Absolutely. That's
the higher,
exactly
the
what I
higher
think.
power created the different people, so in theory, the higher power would need to know how to communicate to the different people that the higher power created as such.
Yeah.
So it's
We're getting very philosophical right
Yeah,
now. I feel
I
where
think
they're
I
coming.
agree with that.
I've started.
Why don't you agree with that? Tell me.
Because, okay, I see a trend with lots of spiritualities about self-improvement or trying to achieve within oneself a greater position, whether it's in their own life, whether it's their life in the next. But to me, the difference with what Jesus' movement did was to say that there's nothing you can do to make your standing in this world or the next change in the sight of God. There's nothing you can do. And to me, that's different from what all the other spiritualities.
But, okay, so my question there is, you said there's nothing you can do to change your standing in the eyes of God, right?
Yeah.
So, does that mean I can do whatever I want, and regardless, I will always be whoever I am in the eyes of God? So whether or not I decide to do drugs, shoot people, and do whatever I feel like, or whether or not I decide to be in church 4 days a week, no one cares, because I can't change me in the eyes of God. I'm asking because that's how it came across, and I'm just trying to clarify.
I would say, whatever you do, you will always be God's child. It doesn't mean that it won't affect your own soul, what you do in your life. Like, for example, if you go and shoot and stab someone, it's going to affect your soul.
Not that I'm going to.
It's going to affect your soul.
lying.
It's going to have impact on the world. But you changing in the sight of God will not be because of what you do. It will be because of what God did for you. I think that's what the difference is.
But so then, I feel then that is incredibly mean. Only because, okay, let me explain why I say that. Because, so if I have 4 children, God is you're his children, right? You're saying whatever they do, they cannot change how I view them. Which means I've decided that I like these 2 and I don't like those 2. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
no,
Okay.
I really like that.
Do you see what I mean?
Now, this is alright. I'm going to jump in here. I'm going to take on from what you said. God, the universe, Buddha, Allah,
Yeah, whoever it
Vishnu,
is, yeah.
whoever,
Right.
loves you, is you. So, no matter what you do, you're still going to be loved. I think you worded that in the way that that's not going to change. Yes, that's not going to change, but in a good way. Whatever you've done, you're my child.
But I agree
so
with
I
that.
still love you.
I agree with that, and I go back to the kids. So I will always love all of my kids,
Yeah.
whatever they do, whether this one gets imprisoned or that one is senior deacon in the church. I still love all of you. However, I'm still going to try and instill in you lot to be as good as you possibly can.
Of course.
Which
And
is
you
you,
lot
yeah.
still got to
Yeah,
try
that's
and be
why-
as good
that's
as you
why-
possibly
Yeah.
can.
Yeah.
And I think that where I was getting confused there, I felt like you were saying, doesn't matter what you do because I'm always going to love you. Do you see what I mean? But it does kind of matter what you do. You should be trying
Oh
to
no,
be
no. I'm
good.
not.
Do you
Yeah,
know
I'm
what I
not
mean?
saying you should be trying to be good. I'm saying that it is not. You won't become better because of what you do.
I think
You will
you're...
become better because of your relationship with God and how He will impact your life,
But
and you
you-
cooperating with that.
Sorry, I don't want to cut you off. You are God. God is you.
Yeah.
You are one in the same. Your journey through life is to become your highest self.
Amen.
And you will do that through the lessons that you learn down here. Yes, that is you. Yes, that is you. But I believe that I've been here before. I don't know if I want to come here again. That discussion.
We've had this talk.
But through each time, I feel that I've grown and become closer to my better self, to my highest self. So I'm not going to come down here and just chill out because, yeah, God loves
No one
me.
cares, yeah.
And then come back down again and chill out because, yeah, God loves me. I'm like, I'm going to do my best in this lifetime, go back up more fulfilled of a being and just feel that, yes, I'm going to be the same being. So, but is that, are you kind of understanding what I'm saying? Or not in the slightest?
Do you believe in reincarnation though, Joyce? Do you believe that you come back or do you not?
I can only attest that I've been here once.
Okay.
So I can only behave as though this is my life. I have no evidence to say that I've been here before. So if this is my one life,
Live it.
then how am I approaching that, basically?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not thinking I'm going to come back later and maybe have another chance or maybe learn a bit more.
But so what is there to have another chance at? Because whatever you do doesn't matter. It's only what he does. Do you see what I mean with that? So whereas Lawrence is saying, you learn, you live, you learn, and you try and be the best that you can be, so that if you you don't have to come back again and learn it all again. You're trying to be the best that you are. When the way you worded what you were saying was
yeah,
more
I think
like
I worded it right
don't. Yeah,
because what I was getting at was the sense that you do see with people who are really trying with their religions that they need to get to a certain point, or they need to. This is where I need to be. This is where I am right now. I'm not good enough. I will be like I need to get there. But to me there's this idea that this is who you are here today, and you are loved here today. And if you didn't change, God's love wouldn't change towards you.
Of course.
Yeah.
No one's
Yeah.
disputing that.
Are you saying, Joyce, that it's about inherent worth? Like that's
Yeah, I'm
We haven't-
saying that.
nothing can change our inherent worth.
Yeah, I'm saying that.
I'm pretty black and white with things. Like with me, I just have this mentality. If you're not feeding me, financing me, or fucking me, your opinions don't matter. And I think when it's your time and when you're done, it's your time. And just be the best of you every day. I'm a spiritual soul. I feel like I'm a good person.
Say it with a straight face, Ralph. Say it with a straight face.
I'm just very black and white with it. I'm just, I'm blasé when it comes to things like that.
Okay. In terms of yeah, I'm just gonna like speak freely about what I believe because of what I've seen and what I've experienced. These are my beliefs only, and I can speak about them because I freaking can. And you don't have to believe. You can believe what you like.
Disclaimer.
Totally.
Yeah.
No, I believe some of us have been here before.
Mm-hmm.
Some of us haven't. The people who have been here before will know different things and will need to learn different things. That's why I support everyone in believing what they believe, because I'm like, okay, in this lifetime, this is true for you, these are the lessons that you need to learn, and this is what's going to guide you there. And in that same respect, I stay steadfast in my, this is what I'm meant to do here, and this is what I'm meant to learn, and this is what I'm going to do. So yes, there will be those people who don't do anything, I don't want to say don't do anything great, because of course you're going to do something great in your lifetime, like even just being here, you're doing something great, so freaking appreciate that. But yeah, when you pop back upstairs, you're still just as loved. But there are some of us, I think, that are down here to do something more. And that's why they have that calling to be their best selves, because there's something intrinsically within them that I feel you already discussed before you came down here. I feel that everyone knew their scripts before they came down here. That's just me, like I said, I'm speaking my truth. I think you knew your script, and that's why I have little words, I'm like, for reals, for reals, for reals. But I think he doesn't give you anything that you can't handle. Like some of us can handle a little bit more. That's why we are given a little bit more.
Push.
And that's why we're going, right, we need to do this, right, we need to do that. There was a point where things were so horrendous. Like, horrendous. But things have been horrendous before. So I just had the conversation of, okay, if I'm gonna make it through this, I will keep going, no matter what. If I'm not gonna make it through this, take me out now, because I'm not gonna live like this. But if I'm gonna make it through, I will keep going. And I've made it through, and that was by me trying to know that I was getting to my best self. I knew that if I just stuck in there, like, yes, I'd go back up and I'd still be loved, and that's fine. But there was more for me to do, and I've always felt that sense.
Can I say, I think that's the difference between spirituality and religion. So what you're describing there is spirituality. You're having a conversation with your God, your deity, whatever you want to call it, and communicating like that.
Yeah.
I go to church on a Saturday. Maybe I don't believe everything that goes on in church, but I go to church because my grandma went to church, and we've all been to church, and that's what we do on a Saturday. So that's my religion rather than my spirituality.
Yeah.
That's how I feel personally.
Yes.
But so when I think of religion, I think very differently to spirituality, and like religion. I also think religion kills more people than it saves, to be honest. But spirituality, that's a different thing, and that's between me and my higher power.
Yeah.
It's a one-to-one thing. I think spirituality is personal. Everyone's different.
Sister Joyce is looking at me like, don't know what you're talking about.
She's
Shut
not
up.
thinking you Jesus in the life.
I doubt we're going to resolve this today.
Yeah.
It's like a lifetime conversation.
Yeah.
Right, so that was part one of religion and spirituality.
Yes,
I'm
part
sure
one.
we'll be back with you.